are so excited to share with you an amazing breakthrough ingredient that has been proven to reverse the course of aging. So we're no longer getting older, but we want to share with you the secret of getting younger. Who do you know that wants to look younger? Would you like to have tighter skin, thicker hair, fill in wrinkles, fade scars and age spots, reduce cellulite or varicose veins? How about feeling younger? Would you like to increase your energy levels and performance, rebuild cartilage, increase mobility, strengthen bone density, replenish lubrication throughout the joints, support your heart and vascular system? Would you like to get younger? Let me ask you, how long does it take for you to get out of bed in the morning? Do you know people who lay in bed for an extra 15 to 20 minutes just considering the pain that they're about to experience when their feet hit the ground? Do you know people who are existing but they're not really living? We're not created just to survive another day, just to get through another day, but we're here to live and not only have quality in our own lives, but to be productive in the lives of those that we love and care about. Do you look in the mirror and say, wow, I'm getting older? As you begin to notice wrinkles around your eyes and folds around your mouth or sagging skin, these are connective tissues that we visibly see. These are wrinkles that occur as a result of dehydration and deterioration of our tissues. So our skin, being the largest organ of the body, is the most visible organ of the body, but what about the tissues that we can't see? What about our internal organs that are supported by these same connective tissues? Our heart, our kidneys, our thyroid, our pancreas, our liver, all of the internal organs that support our day-to-day function. What about the nerves? The nerves, you know people who have that fiery shooting pain through their nerves and it's hard for them to walk? Those nerves are made up of connective tissue. Our tendons, our ligaments, the discs in our spine, these are all connective tissues throughout our body. So all of our connective tissues are naturally comprised of collagen, chondroitin sulfate, and hyaluronic acid. These three components are found naturally occurring within our tissue. And they make up the entire structural framework of our bodies, not only cosmetically, but more importantly, the internal tissues as well. So when we visibly see the breakdown of these tissues on the outside and we notice wrinkles and sagging skin, it's important to realize that that breakdown is also occurring on the inside. What we see on the outside is a replicate of what's occurring on the inside. So it's interesting. What age bracket do we notice wrinkles begin to appear? In our 30s, our 40s? Isn't it also that same age bracket, our 30s, 40s, 50s, that we start to notice our energy levels decrease? Our metabolism slows down. Our hormones begin to fluctuate. Well, how can your pancreas produce insulin if it's dried up like a piece of leather, non-absorbent tissue? What about your thyroid? How can your metabolism be at its peak if your thyroid is not functioning at optimal levels? And what if we could repair and rebuild these connective tissues? What if we could reverse the aging process? That aging process occurs not only on the outside where we see it, but also on the inside where we don't see it, but we do notice its effects. We do feel the effects of aging on the inside. So now we have a standalone ingredient that delivers these components back into the tissue, allowing our body to repair and rebuild from the inside out. Our clients are seeing wrinkles fill in, and their skin is getting tighter within 90 days. Imagine the repair also occurring on the inside tissues. We've gained international recognition as a nutracosmetic, providing the same results as cosmetic procedures like Botox, dermal injections that would fill and plump the skin and fill in wrinkles, laser treatments that would lift and firm the skin. People pay thousands of dollars for these cosmetic procedures, and they only offer temporary results. Our product was found not to only offer temporary results, didn't just reduce the appearances of fine lines and deep creases, but actually filled in those creases, filled in those wrinkles, completely rebuilding those connective tissues from the inside out within just weeks. For many, many years, doctors have been injecting hyaluronic acid into the joints to cushion the joints or into the spine. Also injecting into the skin for wrinkles, to fill in wrinkles such as Juvederm. Okay? So up until this point, hyaluronic acid had to be injected because it's too heavy of a molecule for the body to break it down and use it. So it would just sit as a filler underneath the skin as a spot treatment. But for the first time in history, we now have the only ingredient of its kind proven to increase our levels of hyaluronic acid throughout the entire body. Within a 28-day period of time, we show an increase of 6,000%, no longer limited to spot treatment, but now readily available throughout the entire body. Imagine not just filling in one or two wrinkles, but actually hydrating and repairing tissue, the entire body from head to toe and everything in between. Hyaluronic acid's main function is to hydrate the body and repair tissue. It holds up to 1,000 times its weight in water, and it hydrates the body, and it repairs these tissues that we're talking about. And why is hydration so important? Our body is more than 70% water. Our brain is 90% water. Have you ever taken a leaf off of a tree and you set it on a table and you let it set out for a couple of days? You could actually take that nice hydrated leaf and rub it in your fingers and it'll disintegrate like powder because over the course of a couple of days it dehydrates and it just breaks apart like powder. Now imagine your body over the years depleted of that hydration. We're dehydrated. We're not sick. We're thirsty. And we become so depleted that our organs and all of our connective tissues are breaking down. And that's why we see on the outside effects the wrinkles and the sagging skin because we're losing collagen at 1.5% every year. We no longer produce hyaluronic acid. Once we get into our mid-20s, we stop producing hyaluronic acid. We start producing an enzyme called hyaluronidase. This is the enzyme that will do the opposite. Hyaluronidase dehydrates and deteriorates our tissues, and we're no longer producing hyaluronic acid to hydrate and repair. So what happens as we get older? We're drying up, and our body begins to deteriorate. And those tissues dry up and break down. They're not functioning at optimal levels anymore. And let's talk about the brain that's 90% water. What happens when our brain dries up and those cells harden up and fill with plaque? Well, then we lose our cognitive abilities, don't we? As we get older, we get forgetful, and there's even conditions that would hinder our short-term memory. Well, imagine if your brain is 90% water, what happens as you dry up, as that water is depleted, as those cells harden up? What if we could reverse the aging process? What if we could hydrate and repair tissue from the inside out? And let's talk about the blood. Did you know that it's your blood that carries nutrients and oxygen throughout the body? Your blood is made up of water. And that hydration is so important and necessary for your blood supply. That blood that carries nutrients and oxygen through the body. And let's talk about your joints. Do you take joint supplements? Do you know anyone who takes joint supplements? Because nutrients that travel through the blood, it's important to understand that there's no blood supply to your cartilage. Nutrients travel to the blood, but there's no blood flow through your cartilage because the growth plates close off and now there's no blood supply to the cartilage. So nutrients travel through our synovial fluid to reach the cartilage. That synovial fluid provides lubrication to the joints, but it's also what feeds those joints with the nutrients to rebuild cartilage. Synovial fluid is made up of hyaluronic acid. The problem is that as we age and we no longer produce hyaluronic acid, and what we do have is drying up, then you're taking joint supplements that may take down inflammation and reduce the discomfort that you're feeling. But how effective are those supplements in rebuilding cartilage if they're never reaching the point of contact? If there's no blood supply to the cartilage and there's no longer any synovial fluid or lubrication to carry it there, then how effective are those joint supplements that are wonderful when they're tested in a lab, but not effective when they can't reach the point of contact? So our ingredient is a one-of-a-kind, standalone product that not only delivers these components back into the tissue, but also increases our levels of hyaluronic acid by 6,000% in 28 days, also replenishing that synovial fluid. So the nutrients that are going in are effective because they're also being carried to the cartilage to rebuild the cartilage. There is no other product of its kind. We have internationally been recognized with the best bone and joint ingredient over pharmaceuticals and nutraceuticals in its category for rebuilding cartilage, increasing mobility and lubrication in the joints, decreasing inflammation and stiffness related to degenerative joint conditions. A very world-renowned orthopedic surgeon told me that he hasn't ever seen an ingredient that rebuilt the cartilage so effective as our product does. And what's so exciting is because over the years, there have been joint supplements, and you can look on PubMed.gov and take a look at the clinical studies that have been done over the years, because all of those studies show glucosamine and joint supplements to taper off over time. The effects are not continual. They taper off over time. Our product is the only joint supplement on the market that has proven to rebuild over time, to continually build and repair over time, and it does not taper off. So that is so impressive. This is such a breakthrough. And so let's talk about the bones. Let's talk about collagen. Collagen and hyaluronic acid, these are big buzzwords in the beauty industry. And we think about night creams and anti-aging repair. But did you know that your bones are made up of collagen? Not just your skin, but your bones are made up of collagen. The bones are not just made up of calcium. It's actually the collagen that holds the calcium in. Okay? Did you know that your eyes are 90% collagen? So we're not just talking about the cosmetic effects of these components. We're talking about the necessity of your connective tissues and repairing these tissues from the inside out. Your eyes are 90% collagen. The vitreous humor of your eyes, the sticky, gooey stuff in your eyes, is made up of hyaluronic acid. Okay? So these are components that are necessary for your day-to-day function. And let's talk some more about collagen. Did you know that collagen is the most abundant protein in your body? And we think about protein when we talk to athletes or anyone who works out in a gym, because after a heavy workout, they go home and drink protein, or they'll eat protein to replenish those muscle fibers that they just broke down. But in addition to the triceps and biceps, think about your heart. Your heart is the most important muscle in your body. Our collagen has internationally been recognized as the most absorbable and recognizable source of collagen on the market. There are many different products on the market offering collagen, but most are derived of bovine, which is very harmful to the body. Our body does not recognize bovine, and it's been proven to cause adverse effects over time, including inflammation and autoimmune disease. So I would encourage you, put it back on the shelf, throw it in the trash, but don't use it. Bovine is very, very harmful. So ours is derived of a source that is recognized by the body, and it's not just collagen, it's not just chondroitin, but it's all three components: collagen, chondroitin sulfate, hyaluronic acid, all three naturally occurring within this one source. We have 37 double-blind, placebo-controlled studies with a 90% success rate. Human clinical trials. Doctors from around the world have been using it for over 15 years in a capsule formula, in a powder. Okay? And we now have it in an exclusive liquid blend. We've had the highest reorder rate of any other supplement on the market. And so we reformulated this amazing ingredient as a liquid with a very low molecular weight and the highest bioavailability, the highest absorption of any other source of collagen or hyaluronic acid on the market. not only recognized and accepted by the body, but now in an immediate sublingual liquid delivery, absorbed in the mouth, immediately delivered to the tissues, not dependent on your digestive system, in which most nutrients are lost. When you take a pill or a capsule or a powder and your body has to break it down, a lot of it gets lost in that digestive process. Our product is absorbed in the mouth immediately. It gets through the mucous membranes. It's immediately carried to the tissues. There are no other ingredients or products of its kind. It doesn't compete or conflict with anything else out there on the market. In addition to repairing and rebuilding our connective tissues, we have clinical research that proves it to also inhibit or block hyaluronidase. So at the same time that we're rebuilding, we're also inhibiting the enzyme responsible for the breakdown or the aging process. This is not just an anti-aging. This is not just something to temporarily make us look younger. We're talking about reversing the aging process. Every second when our cells are dying off and new cells are created, do you know that those new cells are worse than the ones that just died off? But with our product, we're generating new cells that are actually younger and healthier than the old ones that just died off. So that's descriptive of an age reversal. We are reversing the aging process. Take a look at the before and after pictures of people that have experienced these results that we're offering you today. These are real people who we personally know. They're not company photos. These are real people with real results. Remember, when you see wrinkles filling in and skin getting tighter and more youthful on the outside, that rejuvenation is also occurring on the inside. What if you could have these pharmaceutical results without a prescription? What if you could have these results for free? Let me just tell you, you can have pharmaceutical results without a prescription. You can have these results for free. The choice is yours. Your life will not be the same in 90 days. It may be better or it could be worse, but it will definitely not be the same, and it's depending on the choices that you make today. All of our clinical trials are based on 90 days. I encourage you to experience what so many thousands of people are claiming to be the most significant age reversal breakthrough in history. Where do you see yourself in 90 days? Do you see yourself more active, more mobile, more energetic? Do you see yourself looking younger and enjoying life and enjoying your family? The choice is yours, and I encourage you to get started today to a better and more youthful life. Live better. Live younger. Live energetic. But the key is to live, and that's what we're offering you today. I want to thank you for taking the time to consider this amazing new breakthrough. Get back to the person who shared it with you and get started today. Have a great day. God bless.